Hey everyone, me Kevin here. So cryptocurrencies are starting to fall, and a lot of folks are wondering, wait a minute, what's happening? Why are cryptocurrencies falling? Well, in this video, I'm going to take a stab at addressing why I believe cryptocurrencies are falling. But first, this video is brought to you by BlockFi. If you want to earn interest on your cryptocurrency deposits and get up to $250 totally for free, go to metkevin.com/bf. Okay, let's take a look at some background here. So we just this week had peak potential short-term media for cryptocurrencies. Why and what does that mean? Well, up until about a week ago, we haven't had much mainstream discussion for cryptocurrency in mainstream TV. Fox, CNBC, local news stations, cryptocurrencies just weren't super mainstream up until recently. And they have been before. It comes and goes in cycles, right? Up until recently, though, because of the launch of the Bitcoin futures ETF. My expectation, and I have not looked yet, but my expectation is that cryptocurrency related searches are probably starting to slow. And we know that 70% of trading in Bitcoin is done by institutions, and when cryptocurrency or the cryptocurrency Bitcoin falls, others tend to follow down. And we also know that institutions like to trade trends, also known as social momentum. So when social momentum slows, prices can tend to fall as traders move to other opportunities. And this is where what we're going to do is we're going to look at trends, and we'll do a little bit of TA to see where we might fall to. And then we're going to look at, well, wait a minute, where might the money actually be flowing to? So let's take a look. If I type in just Bitcoin in Google Trends, and what we're really going to want to look for is something within the last 30 days here. Last 30 days, we've got a good increase here all the way through the 19th. So we actually don't have the last 3 days of data on the 30-day, so we're going to have to go down to the 7-day. And here on the 7-day, you can kind of get a feeling that on Wednesday, Wednesday morning, likely when we spent a lot of time talking about that Bitcoin futures ETF, we got peak searches. Yesterday around the morning, we were about 20% lower, and this morning we're about 40% lower. So we're seeing that trend kind of slow down. But where are we seeing a trend take off? Well, try DWAC for a moment. This is where you have exactly the opposite happening, a trend taking off. So you've got social momentum potentially moving into some of these other opportunities. And I want to show you, because you might not think, oh, well, why would somebody go from Bitcoin to digital world? Well, it's the same reason why the big losers right now in today's market, which there are a lot of them, but the big losers, with the exception of those that had earnings or pre-earnings releases like Snap and Beyond Meat, you have a lot of momentum plays. Vinco, ATER, Intel had earnings, so it doesn't count. Wish is momentum. Naked is momentum. Fuel Cell, Camber, Emrin, Microvision, SOS, BTX, QS. All of these right here are momentum-based plays, including Smile Direct. Trade Desk is an advertising-related play that's going down because of the Snapchat reveal. But AMC, GameStop, almost everything that is momentum-based is down right now. And so I'm making the argument that this fall in Bitcoin is actually just a temporary sell-off by traders, people who came in because of the hype around the Bitcoin futures ETF. Now we have the Bitcoin futures ETF, the hype has left, the trends are starting to fall, and therefore the price of Bitcoin is starting to rotate down. Now, how far can we go down? I personally believe 58,000 is a potential support level that we might hit. It is not a very strong support level. So if we break past 58,000, it's entirely possible that we're going to break down to about 54,353. So I'm going to keep an eye on this, but 54,353, you can see over here, you've got a nice channel between this 58 and 54 region here in recent days. This is the 1 hour chart. If I go out to the day chart, let me clear these because I know this is a little messy. If I go out to the day chart, looking at this without using some of my lines, it would seem holding on to 60, obviously a big deal. It's a psychological threshold as well, so very important. But otherwise, looking at this without any lines and just trying to find a place, that 54 looks like a pretty strong support level. Not only do we bounce off over here, but we bottom out at 54 multiple times earlier in the year over here. Of course, this right here, this big summer crash, this is when I did a lot of loading up on cryptocurrencies. I took my portfolio from somewhere around 2.5% to somewhere around 7% in cryptocurrencies now. So still not like over 10%, but much more bullish and great opportunities here to go shopping. But that's hindsight, right? So now we've got to look forward to new opportunities. Remember that this low here was really driven by China fears of China banning anything related to cryptocurrencies, essentially, with the exception of hodling. But any kind of transactions or mining, there was a lot of fear happening over here. Just like we had a FUD summer for Tesla, and I kept encouraging, buy Tesla, buy Tesla, buy Tesla. Usually it's when you're at peak fear is when you want to go shopping. So right now, folks were asking over the last few days, should I buy Bitcoin? Should I buy Bitcoin? Look, I don't give financial advice on the internet, but something that I always look at is wait for the media to go away. The last thing you want to do is you want to speculate into something when you're in a peak media session. And so I do expect us to pull back, and I think there'll be a nice opportunity to go shopping and going around that $54,000 to $58,000 range for Bitcoin. I think for Ethereum, let's go ahead and see if I can get any drawings on Ethereum here. So I have lines set for Ethereum at 3706. That's probably where we might fall to here more recently. This might be an hour line in terms of why it was drawn. But beyond that, I don't have a lot of TA pre-drawn. If I was going to look at the day chart, 37 seems to be an area that I would look at. A couple touch, 2-3 touch points here. Certainly sitting above that or at that 34 number. We tend to stay channeled here. You've got resistance over here. You got support over here. Again, you're looking away from the summer FUD season, probably looking for a discount more in line with potentially even this upward trend that we have right here. So if I draw a trend line here and I grab a little bit of TA over here, maybe we could get to, that 35, 34, 35 level again. I'm going to remove this because it's just not that well of a drawn line. Let me go down to the hour level here. Let's see how the hour looks. See, this is where you could see the lines working a lot better, all because I usually draw these off of the hour. And so we got our bounce here, 4K. 4K is a psychological touch point. We've broken that. We're now sitting on the 200-day moving average, basically bouncing right off that 200-day moving average. This also, the 200-day moving average, kind of reiterates that trend. Yeah, you can see that trend line looks very, very similar that we drew here for very similar to the 200-day moving average. So that again reiterates somewhere 35, something like that for Ethereum. I'm going to jump over to ADA here. ADA had a little bit of an issue where we had our summer collapse, and Webull doesn't show any historical here, but there is also historical. But anyway, we had our summer collapse, and we had a lot of hype going into the smart contracts. This is the same thing that I expect to happen with BTC, and we're already seeing that now, is you had a run out of the summer dip, got over here to to above $2, doubled our money here. It did triple though at one point, but a lot of this right here, this fat, I like to call this the tumor, this excess tumor right here is really, in my opinion, a result of hype around the Alonzo hard fork. So that's my expectation here for ADA. And looks like Tesla just got credit upgraded by the S&P. That's pretty good. But another thing you're going to see here is you're starting to kind of channel here on ADA. You're channeling between 208 and about 230 is a little high. I'd say 208 and 215. You're probably in a channel over here. So I don't know that I would add to ADA right now unless I saw a catalyst coming or I saw a breakdown under this channel. So for example, if we broke under 208, went back to $2 or under 2, that's probably when I'd be a little bit more interested. Now, I haven't done Sol or Solana technical analysis yet, but I'm willing to do that. This is actually my first time looking at TA here. We did have a little bit of a run-up. I was going to post a fundamental analysis. Well, I shouldn't say fundamental analysis. More of a coin analysis yesterday on Solana. I still need to make that video. I've not finished filming it yet, though. I have researched everything. And I'll just give a little bit of a preview. I'm impressed. I do have some concerns, but I'm impressed, and my concern has nothing to do with the stupid, centralization issue. I will be addressing that. Fear not. But I'm actually bullish on Solana, so I like this a lot. I think just on very basic, simple TA here, I think you've got a very easy support at 178, or sorry, resistance level at 178, but that could end up serving as a support is what I meant to say. You've got, you know, maybe you just don't have a lot of support in these price ranges here. Let me go down to 1 hour. That doesn't help me a lot either. I'd probably say sitting around this 200-day moving average is probably closer to where I'd want to buy it. It regularly does fall under the 200-day moving average, so I probably wouldn't want to buy it. Of course, you know, you could be trading above the 200-day moving average for a while here. I mean, look at this. You went from 66 in August to the next time you fell below the 200-day moving average was 168. So, and then you fell to 135, 116. So you would have missed out on a 2x trying to just trade with the 200-day moving average. So you do have a risk to consider there looking at the 200-day. I don't personally love buying on super hype moments, so I'd probably try to, if I was trying to enter this or time it, probably be trying to get back to some of these levels over here, that 150 level. We've got, in my opinion, a nice channel over here. A lot of recent enthusiasm here, Motley Fool articles and discussions about it. But I'm satisfied also right now with my crypto positions in that I don't need more exposure to crypto right now. And one of the reasons I'm saying that is because there are a lot of stocks that are selling off. And remember, I'm a big fan of trading between stocks and crypto. So these are some of the things that I'm looking at. Like, for example, Matterport. This morning I executed a trade at Matterport. Probably posted a notification about this somewhere around 1890, something like that. So I was doing some TA, just watching Matterport, and made a purchase here. Of course, if you want all of my buy-sell alerts, they're not guaranteed to make you money, but if you want to just know what I'm looking at, because I literally sit here, I spend all day doing this, pay one time. Join the Stocks and Psychology Money Group. It's a small investment. You'll learn a lot with the lectures. You get lifetime access to the lectures, and I think you'll love the alerts. I do them for crypto, options, stocks, everything. Check that out, link down below. And folks, yeah, look, I'm bullish on crypto. I want to make this also very clear because sometimes this gets lost in the shuffle when I talk about, you know, crypto falling. I'm bullish on crypto for now. I do think that long run there are potential deflation risks. If we do start inflecting into a deflationary era, I think there are going to be risks for cryptocurrencies. But that's really far down the road right now. I don't believe that's really an issue that we even need to begin talking about probably for another 6 to 18 months, quite frankly. But between that time frame, between now and then, I'm bullish. I actually think 2022 is going to be a phenomenal year for cryptocurrencies, and I think this pullback right now is just a temporary, you know, trader removal. Let's get the hype out of here. Let's go back to a level where I can go shopping, which is fine with me. And again, if I could get into this 54,000 support here, especially if we start showing signs of bouncing off of that 54, I'd be down to add to rebalance a little bit because I'm a little overweight right now in Ethereum, and I'm trying to keep my portfolio 20% BTC and 40% Cardano and 40% Ethereum, though I'm open to potentially, especially if we get a BTC dip and maybe it pulls Solana down, I'm open to potentially throwing a fourth coin in there, and Sol's what I'm looking at. Unless, of course, it keeps running. I don't need to chase it. So anyway, and then if I haven't made it clear yet, yes, a lot of traders right now are going into things like DWAC, Fun, PH, UN, CRTD, right? These things are getting a lot of attention, a lot of movement right now. Just be very careful here, okay? Get in. If you start seeing the technicals move, don't rely on somebody else to tell you to get out. You take your profits. Sometimes it even makes sense to take a small loss to avoid a big loss. Keep this in mind. Folks, thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Thanks again. Goodbye.